Before starting this class, while taking the pre-course survey, I had no idea that everything I did in my day-to-day life affected the environment and all living things. My EF score was really high, and I did not know all the little things I could do to lower it. Doing these things did not affect my life that much, but it did lower my score. During my first couple weeks at Oshkosh, I went to many events, and at majority of these events, clubs and different groups handed us different little trinkets that honestly just sat in mine and probably many other people's dorm rooms. There was better things to hand out instead of plastic trinkets, like healthy snacks from local businesses, metal or bamboo straws, and many other things. These things would not only be more environmental friendly, but also people would actually use them. Taylor Hall was recently renovated. During this renovation, there was more efficient heating and cooling systems, more windows that allow natural light to be used, and the use of LED lighting. Taylor Hall also has individual climate control, and on the roof it has solar thermal panels to heat water. Ever since I learned about this for another project, when I walk past Taylor Hall, all I can think about is all the different things that it has that are more sustainable compared to the older building like the Scotts. Horizon Village was also recently just built. When this was built, they also added similar things like Taylor Hall to make it more environmental friendly. I think this is a great choice for students to live in. It is most likely more environmental friendly compared to living in a house off campus. Pesticides are something that many people don't realize how bad they are for the environment. I always knew that they were not great, but I never realized how actually bad they were. It is nice to know that the government realized certain ones should not even be legal to use because of how bad they were. Yes, there are benefits to them, but in my opinion, the bad outweigh the good. During my Thanksgiving break, I went up north hunting. Sitting out in the woods, I started to think about the different types of animals. I know that deer were never officially on the endangered list, but when there was no regulation on hunting them, their population size was way down. It's really cool for me to see how many deer there are now. Even though the regulations on hunting deer isn't extreme, their population has grown a lot. Turkeys are another animal that I saw this weekend that made me think of this class. Knowing that turkeys in Wisconsin were almost completely extinct to now being able to hunt them is really cool to me. This shows me that if enough people care to help animals and their population when needed, they can go back to thriving. I've always seen turkey and never even realized there was once a time where they were almost extinct. Bobcats are another one that when I saw them, I had to look up if they were on the endangered list. I'd never seen a bobcat until last year hunting season, and again this hunting season. I learned that bobcats were another animal that was on the Wisconsin endangered animal list and was taken off in 1997. Their population also grew, and they are now considered a species they don't have concerns about going extinct. The bald eagle is always one of my favorite birds to watch. My aunt and I are always fascinated by them. Knowing that they were almost extinct is very sad to me. Their growth being aligned with the sandhill crane's growth is something that I didn't even know was possible, and it's really cool to me, especially because the eagles are like sandhill cranes, like predators. I'm also happy that banning pesticides like the DDT also led to the bald eagle's population growth. This photo was created by AI. I asked AI to create a photo about how AI is bad for the environment, and this is the photo it created. AI is a big success story in some ways, but the amount of energy it uses to create is a big problem. Yes, it is cool to just type in a prompt and have it create a photo for me, but AI uses so much energy. If the AI is powered by fossil fuels, it is even worse for the environment. This is a photo of the first snowy day on campus this year. When I see this photo, every time I see snow-covered roads, I think about the effect icing the roads has on the environment. When the ice melts, it contaminates soil, water, and other things. Yes, there's Yes, there's different things that can be used to make the roads less slippery, but it is hard to get big companies to switch over. When this slide was shown in class, I was surprised and happy that natural gas is above coal on the sources of electricity in Wisconsin. Yes, natural gas is not as good as wind, solar, and hydropower. It is still better than burning coal and fossil fuels. Having natural gas first in not only Wisconsin, but the U.S. is a big step in the right direction of lowering the amount of unhealthy gases burned. This is another slide that I was happy about. Buildings around Oshkosh campus that have leadership in energy and environmental design. Having many gold ones like Sage Horizon Village, Culver Family Welcome Center, and others make me happy that Oshkosh is doing things to try and make campus more sustainable. I picked this slide because it talks about America's forests and how they absorb about 10% of the greenhouse gas emissions. I think this is important because in Wisconsin we have a lot of forest land and some of that is being cut down. I feel like having forests is very important so that it can absorb some of the greenhouse gas emissions that we put into the air, and cutting down very healthy trees for paper is not okay. This page of my notes talks about the way big corporations mislead people. I don't like when some new news comes out and I can never tell what is right and what is wrong and what I should believe. Corporations try to mislead us so they can make more money, and they will do anything to make the people believe them. The main way they do this is by silencing the other person. I use this photo of a gas station to talk about how when people should bike or walk, which is something I learned in this class, and that if it is not possible, everyone should try and carpool together so less vehicles are being driven when they don't need to be. Vehicles are something that is putting gas into the air, and if you can walk or bike to places, it would be a lot better than driving. This is a photo of the Northern Lights that was taken outside the Oshkosh when me and my friend went to go look at the Northern Lights. We had to drive 15 to 20 minutes outside of Oshkosh area to just even be able to see them. One of the things that was stopping us from seeing them in the city of Oshkosh was the pollution in the air. Another thing was street lights and how bright they were. During a weekend this semester, me and some of my college friends drove up to Dora County to look at the parks up there. Parks like this are some of the things that keep nature beautiful. Like this park that we went to in this photo, there was a big sign at the front saying that even with all these rocks, you can't take any of them. These rocks were really pretty, and I like that the sign prevented people from taking them because that's something that makes this place so beautiful. On one of my walks back from class this semester, I've seen multiple occasions where kids from the daycare have been outside on walks looking at the nature. I think this is very cool because these kids could be inside staring at screens, but instead the daycare is taking them outside and showing them nature and the beautiful parts of campus. This is my post-course survey. I have learned a lot about nature, environment, and sustainability during this class. My EF score went down. It still could be a lot better, but just doing simple things that did not take a lot of time to change brought my score down a lot.